Flanders, a prosperous region located in modern-day Belgium, played a significant and strategic role during the Hundred Years' War, 1337 to 1453. Known for its thriving textile industry, which relied heavily on wool imports from England, Flanders became a battleground for competing political and economic interests, especially between France and England. Economic importance and early alignments. The region's wealth and trade were central to its involvement in the war. Flanders' textile industry produced woolen goods that were highly prized across Europe, making the region economically important. The English crown relied on Flemish markets to sell its wool, while France sought to control the area to limit English influence. This economic dependency played a key role in Flanders' early alignment. Initially, Flanders was supportive of England, primarily due to the economic benefits of trade. The region had long-standing commercial ties with England, and the English merchants who traded wool in Flanders had considerable influence. When France attempted to exert more control over Flemish towns, it angered local merchants, who looked to England as an ally in preserving their economic independence. The revolts and the Battle of Sluis, 1340. In the 1330s, tensions between France and Flanders grew, with French attempts to impose taxes and control trade routes. The Flemish cities, particularly Ghent, rebelled against French influence, aligning themselves with England in protest. Philip VI of France sought to quash these uprisings, while the English saw the alliance with Flanders as an opportunity to weaken French influence and strengthen their own claims to the French throne. One of the early key events of this alliance was the Battle of Sluis, 1340, a naval engagement in which the English fleet decisively defeated the French. This victory not only provided England with control over the Channel, but it also solidified the Anglo-Flemish alliance, ensuring that trade continued to flow between England and Flanders. Shifting alliances and Burgundy's influence. Despite early support for England, Flanders' political landscape was fluid, and its allegiance shifted over time. In the mid-14th century, internal divisions within Flanders, particularly between the ruling Count of Flanders and the powerful merchant class, led to a complex set of political dynamics. While the Count was sympathetic to the French, many of the cities in Flanders, such as Ghent and Bruges, supported England due to the economic advantages of the alliance. However, in the late 14th century, Burgundy, an emerging power in the region, began to exert influence. The Duchy of Burgundy was initially aligned with France, but later formed an alliance with England after a series of conflicts within France, including the assassination of Louis of Orleans and internal power struggles. Burgundy's control over much of northern France and its influence in Flanders made it a key player in the conflict. Eventually, Philip the Good, Duke of Burgundy, sided with England, leading to a shift in Flanders' allegiance once again. The decline of Flanders' influence. By the end of the Hundred Years' War, Flanders had lost much of its independent political influence. After a series of battles and shifting alliances, the region eventually fell under the control of the Burgundian dukes, who consolidated their power over both Flanders and other territories in the Low Countries. As part of the Treaty of Picquigny, 1475, Flanders formally aligned with France, signaling the end of its fluctuating position in the conflict. Conclusion. Flanders was a crucial region during the Hundred Years' War, serving as a key economic and strategic player. Its position as a commercial hub tied to both France and England made it a valuable ally for both sides. The region's shifting alliances, marked by rebellions, political intrigue, and external pressures, played a significant role in the war's broader context. Ultimately, Flanders' involvement in the Hundred Years' War reflected the complex interplay of economics, politics, and military strategy that defined the conflict between England and France.